At one point when I was in prison, I got into a relationship with a woman who lived in a different country. A lot of times I tell people, and they're like, bro, you were in prison. You're locked in a cell. You can't be in a relationship. And they're right. It's a lot different than a normal relationship. But one of the advantages is it doesn't matter if they live in the same county or the same country, because other than visitation, the experience is exactly the same. This woman actually did end up moving from Egypt, where she was, to DC, and came to see me every weekend or every other weekend for the length of our relationship. And it was very different because we had to communicate and express things. We had to describe things. We couldn't just hang out and make dinner or fool around and use that as a source of connection. One of the things about that relationship was that in some ways it was absolutely amazing. In some ways it was incredibly unhealthy. And I learned a lot about myself, about other people, about the way I react to them and they react to me. And here recently, I had the opportunity to learn a lot about attachment styles and the way other people act and the way I react. When I say I learned, basically what I mean is I made a lot of mistakes. I did all the wrong things and allowed my anxious attachment to rise up and basically ruin any chance of us moving forward. And the other thing is, I learned that, but I also realized that I don't have to be with someone who isn't compatible with me as far as attachment styles or relationship styles. Now, I do think some people are worth it. I know some people before, and I still think some people are worth it. But at the same time, this sense of obligation that I have to show up and I have to learn all these things and I have to make it work, that's just not the reality. I think I felt that way in prison because I felt okay, I'm locked away. Who would ever want me? Who would ever go out of their way to accept me with all these limitations? Now that I'm out here in the world, there are a lot of people, and I bring a lot to the table. And I try to remember that so I don't throw myself into a situation out of obligation or out of desperation, but instead say, okay, I want to find somebody who matches where I am and what I need. And when I find that, whether it's a friend or it's a romance or whatever it is, I can actually show up fully. There's always going to be compromise and there's always going to be learning in relationships, again, whether friendly or romantic or whatever. But at the same time, I don't have to go out of my way to find this challenging case or this person that isn't compatible and find all the ways to make it work. I can just be myself and find people in my life that really fill my cup and that really match and really bring something to my life as I bring something to theirs.